Dr. Amos Brown, board member of the NAACP. Dr. Brown, talk to me. We are in Florida, the place where the verdict for George Zimmerman came down not guilty Saturday night. It is Sunday afternoon. Your thoughts?
I was not surprised at all. I anticipated this because I have a historical understanding of the sickness of America and her state of denial over this issue of race in America. Many tried to say that it was not about race, but it was race. Race matters. And I feel that this took me back to the days when in my native state of Mississippi, Emmett Till was murdered by some evil white men. And that all white jury didn't find the perpetrators guilty. It took me back to remember the times when the little girls at 16th Street Baptist Church 50 years ago were murdered on Sunday morning. No jury found anybody guilty. So I feel that African Americans must respond and not react. We must respond by saying to our young people, this is still a racist society. And that ghost that's in the Constitution that defines African Americans' life as being 3/5 human is still with us. Secondly, I feel that we must respond by registering to vote. For jury members are selected on the basis of who's registered to vote. That was an all-white jury.
Except for one person,
What,
one woman.
one woman who, and it was a question of who she is, whether or not she's a mixed race. But that being said, it was overwhelmingly so a white jury. So we must register to vote so that we can increase the numbers and also bring about a better quality of jurors throughout this nation. Number three, we must respond by joining the NAACP that has been in the vanguard of this issue. It was through our local NAACP chapter, through our national president, Mr. Benjamin Todd Jellis, and others, that this whole murder was brought to light. The NAACP is a champion for justice for African Americans in this country and other oppressed people of color. We are thinking now about filing a civil suit, and I hope that our friends across the country will get behind us as we move forward in this vein. Finally, I must say that Langston Hughes was right when he said in his little ditty, I swear to the Lord, I still can't see what democracy means everybody but me. And we were not included in this criminal justice system in a just fashion when this jury gave down that decision of not guilty. Just think about it. This young man, George Zimmerman, went on Hannity's show and had the unmitigated gall to say that he felt it was in the will of God that he shot Trayvon Martin. What a demented mind. What a depraved individual to say such in the wake of this hideous crime being done.
Well, tell me this. You know that the NAACP has been in conversation with the Justice Department prior to the verdict and after the verdict last night. We understand that the NAACP is pushing for civil rights and federal charges against George Zimmerman. What say you?
I think we must do this. The civil rights of Trayvon Martin were violated. The right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness was terminated for this 17-year-old young man. And I think it's not debatable that we must go forward and file this civil suit.
Eric Holder will be here Tuesday to speak to the convention here in Florida. What do you want to hear from him?
I want to hear from him that he will be a champion for justice and that he will leave no stone unturned in doing a fine, full investigation of this matter and bring this young man to court and let justice reign around this matter.
Anything else you'd like to add, Dr. Brown?
I would like to add that this was a tender moment for me because Emmett Till in my home state of Mississippi was murdered at the age of 15. And if he had not been killed by those white racists, he would be alive in the same age that I am, 72 years old. But in these 72 years, I have witnessed this nation's struggle with race. In 1903, W.B. Du Bois said, the problem of the 20th century will be the color line, but no one will listen. Later, about 70 years ago, Gunnar Myrdal, the Swedish sociologist, said, we were living a dilemma. America preached one thing and practiced another. And yet some had the unmitigated gall to say that our criminal justice system is the best in the world. Well, that's stretching it. That's arrogant. We may have one of the better systems, but we are not the best. There's still too many African American males and females who are disproportionately so locked up in this criminal justice system. That's what Ms. Michelle Alexander was touching on in her book that she wrote entitled The New Jim Crow. And throughout this nation, in urban communities, when you go to the halls of justice, to the jails, it looks like Chocolate City. And that is a reflection of the breakdown in our criminal justice system. An African American who has 5 grams, 5 rocks of crack is given 5 to 10 years. A white person who has that high-priced powdered cocaine gets a suspended sentence. That is unjust. So we must see that our criminal justice system may be a good one, but we got to get rid of this notion that it is the best in the world. And I think that's finally, we must understand that faith leaders, educators, civil rights organizations must coalesce now and stand for this nation, for justice, equality, and decency for all peoples. As Martin Luther King, my teacher, so eloquently said, if we don't learn how to live together as brothers and sisters and respect the worth and dignity of all persons, regardless of race, creed, or color, social orientation, religion, personal background, if we don't learn how to respect each other, do unto others as we would have them do unto us, we're all going to perish as fools in this nation.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.